good day in the neighborhood, y'all. I'm telling you, the sun is shining bright. Yesterday was a rainy day, and I mean a full rainy day, but I'm excited to have sun again. The sun has risen again. And my life is simple today. What what was the last thing God told you to do? Did you do the last thing God told you to do? That is so important in this hour because, when we in our spirit know that God has asked us to do something and we haven't done it, forget the next. You can go all around town. You can go years and years of getting nowhere because you didn't do what God told you to do last. So I thought about that conversation this morning as I looked around in my garden and looked at all of these beautiful vegetables. And this is what God told me to do in 2020. He said, learn how to grow food on a larger scale so that you are able to teach others how to grow food, so that you will have food in the famine, so that you will have food to share with others. He said, learn how to grow food. And what that did for me was I went to learning how to grow food. You guys, I tried everything. I tried all kinds of seeds. I thought, without even looking at the packet, I could grow everything in that one season, but that was not true. What I learned over time, even while I was in the process of planting seeds and doing all these beautiful things, that a lot of things weren't growing. A lot of things were, but a lot of things were not growing, or some things were happening to them that I didn't understand. It was a part of the process of what God told me to do. Learn how. And learning how means exploring, experimenting with, following directions, getting in community with, learning from others, reading a book, watching a video, going to my extension office, something, learning how to grow food. Did I know, would I know that we would be here today? I had no idea why God was telling me to do all of these things. Grow food, learn how to make your lotion, learn how to make your health and beauty products, learn how to make a good aroma spray. You don't have to have, because now what we see, all of these things have additives. All of these things are causing us harm because the veil has been pulled back on all of these things. And so I come to you today to say, what did God tell you to do last? As I look at my Brussels sprouts, as I look at my celery seeds finally coming through, as I look at this good lettuce and cauliflower, as I look at these collard greens and Brussels sprouts and kale in this bed, as I look at kohlrabi and collards in this bed, as I look at, just beautiful, beautiful things that he told me to learn how to grow. Collards, he said, learn how to grow. These green things grow in the winter. So a part of my learning was failing, right? A part of my learning, the orchard is going to sleep right now, so there's not a lot there. But he told me to grow, put some things in the ground, right? So learning, did it require a lot of work? Absolutely required a lot of work, but it was for the good. It was for the good because every day I get to come out here and pick something. I get to pick something. These are broccoli and cabbage, right? Here's another bed of all cabbage, right? So we have to follow. We have to listen. We have to listen when God tells us to do something. In 2020, it was the height of a world pandemic, and 7 million people died. And then since then, the veil has been pulled off of so many things, off of modern medicine, off of, you know, food that was grown, off of environmental harms, off of the conservation of water, off of the veil has been pulled off of the housing market. The veil has been pulled off of things. And the reason why God said get involved in these things is because you would have a responsibility to share and to teach others. He was positioning me. He was positioning me to have the knowledge, right? The knowledge and the understanding, right? But wisdom only comes from the application of the knowledge and understanding, right? People may look at this space and say, oh, farming, I'm not digging in the dirt. Well, baby, you might not eat, okay? Because the way things are going in the world, you might not be having no food to eat if you don't want to dig in the dirt, okay? So dig in your own dirt, dig in your own yard, dig in your own bags, grow your own food. The beauty about this thing is it never separated me from my profession. Never separated me from my profession because I'm a researcher. So I research science, social science, all kinds of science. It's about methods. Is the research correct? My lens says, oh, baby, you didn't do no studies on me. You didn't do no studies on my people. You didn't do no studies on my population. You didn't do no studies in the rural community. You didn't do no studies on which one of these grow better, right? I brought me into the space. Bring you into the thing that God is telling you to do. He's telling you to do those things for a reason. For a reason, because he's got a people that he has you charge over, not charge, but charge in community with, so that they can grow and get beyond their situations. And the moment I started obeying God, my life changed forever. So, what was the last thing that God told you to do? Hmm? What was that last thing? Not only am I looking at all these beautiful vegetables here today, this happened. This happened. This happened. It all happened. And it happened as a result of obedience. They got a good rain yesterday. They are all beautifully doing well. Look at all these green. Look at these are bags, y'all. This is a mobile garden. I can put these on a truck. If I have to leave this community, I can put these on a truck and take them with me. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That you don't have to start in the ground. That you can start in these here bags, right? You can start in these here towers. You can start small. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree towers. Kale, collards, lettuce, spinach, lettuce, bok choy, spinach. You can start right here. This is a garden. This is a tabletop garden. Tabletop. This is a basket garden. Look at that lettuce. Look, lettuce. Lettuce, lettuce everywhere. So I say to you, beautiful people, that I'm not going to stay in here long because I just wanted to come and share that with you. What was the last thing that God told you to do? Yeah. What was the last thing he told you to do? Because when God tells you to do something, he's going to make provisions for you. Let them laugh. Let them laugh, okay? But you do what God has instructed you to do, okay? Peace and blessings, everybody. Hope you have the most beautiful day. And whatever you do, don't let anyone get in the way of you building a strong home economy. We no longer will put ourselves in positions of dependence. Okay? Peace and blessings. Bye for now.